Welcome to Dialysis Nurses Supporting Nurses, and today we're going to talk about the 3-day emergency diet plan for people on dialysis. Why would we need this? Well, I've learned recently that a natural disaster or any kind of disaster anywhere in the country or the world might affect dialysis treatments, help make sure that patients are prepared in case something happens that the patient can't get to dialysis, something happens to the dialysis clinic, we run out of supplies, who knows what could happen, but we need to be prepared for what to do if you cannot get dialysis. I went to the National Kidney Foundation, and then that took me to the Kidney Community Emergency Response, and that led me to a 3-day emergency diet plan. I am going to include a link of it in the description page. Please download it, print it, look at it, bring it to work, keep it with your important papers, whatever you want to do. Keep it on hand. One of the great things about dialysis nursing or nursing in general is I do not have to know it all. I do not have to be a know-it-all. I have a lot of resources, whether it's on the internet or with my community of coworkers, that can help me remember these things. I have a dietitian that is an expert at food. I have a social worker that is an expert at community resources. We also have handouts, because in healthcare we love handouts. So I'm going to go through it, and I'll kind of give you what I think of it. Let's see what we find and see what we learn. 3-day emergency diet plan. This is from the CMS, Preparing for Emergencies, the guide for people on dialysis. This was revised in 2015, so I wonder if they'll revise it soon, or maybe this is evergreen content. It never goes old. I like how it kind of talks about at the top what dialysis does. Dialysis takes some of the water and waste out of your blood. Waste and water build up between treatments. When you get 3 treatments a week, this buildup should not cause a problem. When you can't get treatment, the extra water and waste in your body can cause problems. You will need to follow a special diet, strict diet to limit buildup of water, protein, waste, and potassium when you can't get your treatments. Good. I like that first paragraph. I maybe I would add the urgency. If you do not follow this plan, if your potassium levels get too high, you might die. Maybe just a little more do this or die. So maybe I'm changing my mind on that. Maybe I like how they stay calm here. They don't freak out, because look at me. I'm freaking out a little already, just thinking of an emergency. Let's see what else it says. It says this diet does not take place of dialysis, but you can reduce the waste that builds up in your blood if you follow the plan and change what you eat. This may save your life. Okay, so they are still staying very calm here. I like that. Review this plan with your dietitian, our food expert. Thank you, dietitians, and they'll make suggestions too. I like how in this plan it talks about how this does not replace dialysis. You can't eat these foods and miss dialysis. It stresses the importance of dialysis. You should do everything you can to get to your regular dialysis treatments. In any emergency, follow this 3-day emergency diet plan until you can get treatment. You should always try to get dialysis within 3 days of your last treatment. I am familiar with that. 2 days is the most. 2 days is a weekend. That's another video, the rescheduling of dialysis treatments when people have weddings on the weekends and they want to miss dialysis on Saturday, so they can't have dialysis on Thursday and then skip Saturday and then have dialysis on Tuesday. We need to change your schedule so they don't go more than 2 days. So they might have dialysis on Friday and then Monday and then Thursday. I've done this a few times, and if you're a dialysis nurse, I think you've probably done that a few times too. It's real life. We want to make sure that people on dialysis can still enjoy their life. They don't have to miss a wedding or miss a reception or a baby shower or, whatever is important in their life, Bible study or coffee with their friends. We want to make sure that they can enjoy life and also get dialysis 3 days a week. The best way to get ready for an emergency is to plan before one happens, because once it happens, things run out. So do this before it happens, and I'm hoping that a lot of this stuff doesn't perish, maybe has a long expiration date. It says keep them in a bin so you have them on hand, and this list allows for 6 days of food and water. Eat fresh foods first while you have them. If you have diabetes, avoid the sweets in this plan. Kind of going back to the best way to plan for an emergency is before it happens, because sometimes we can't plan for an emergency. We don't have a lot of notice. like in the winter we can plan, we're like, okay, it's gonna snow. Like we know it's gonna snow, and maybe we can plan ahead for somebody to help with snow removal or backup transportation or things like that. But it's important just to have these on hand. I mean, I like how they're staying very calm, because it's very easy for me to be like, oh my gosh. Review this list with your dietitian. And drinks. Water is the best choice to drink. No sports drinks or beverages that contain phosphate. So it's like so it has a grocery list. It's like maybe just like one page, if it was all on one page. And it tells you how much to get. It says what to buy and how much to buy. Something that maybe I would have added is, because it also talks about what not to get. No heavy syrup, raisins, or dried fruit. No bran, granola, or cereal with dried fruits or nuts. I don't know if it's a nursing thing, like I want to know why. If you tell me why, then I'll probably be more likely to do it. But I guess another way to look at this is just faith, just trusting that this is what's right, and I'm going to follow directions. You don't even need to tell me why. So maybe I can start doing that a little bit more in my regular life. But back to the list. Maybe, and I know this is from 2015, so maybe I would have liked kind of like what to budget for. Like, how much is this going to cost? A lot of people, have budgets, and it's not just so easy as like going out and buying these things. Like, we need to budget for these things, especially if these things don't last very long and I have to replenish it frequently, and it's not something that I enjoy eating in general. Oh, here, it says do not have these foods: sports drinks, powdered drink mixes, brands, potatoes, tomatoes. I do like that. Again, I would like to know why, because sometimes people ask me why and I don't know the answer, because I don't know at all. Oh, there's some more pages. I thought I was at the end. Restrict fluid intake. Using a fluid plan will help you to avoid trouble with breathing and swelling. Speak to your healthcare team about how much fluid you can have. Remember that all fruits and vegetables contain water. Tips to help reduce your thirst. I love this. Suck on hard candy, chewing gum. Limit salt intake. Have a mixture of sugar candy and unsweetened candy, and rinse your mouth out with mouthwash. I guess that'll help kind of with dry mouth. All right, we got more pages. So page 5 of, I think, 8. If there is an emergency and you think you may have to miss your dialysis treatment, start the 3-day emergency diet right away. It won't harm you to start it sooner than you need to. Cool. I like how just kind of simple. Like, I am one that just wants to complicate everything and just keep adding things, and then it's too much. Oh, tips. Oh, I like this. See, I guess I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Use fresh foods first. Once you open a can or a frozen item, throw out the opened item if you can't keep it cold or use it within 4 hours. You can freeze bread for 3 months in a sealed plastic bag. And then it kind of goes day 1, day 2, day 3, and then start over if it's getting to day 4. Cool. Well, I guess that's it. Yeah, I mean, I do really like this. I like how simple it is, concise it is, and gives you kind of clear directions. And I'm grateful for that. So again, this is posted down on the description page. Please download it, share it with your friends, your family, give it to your patients. Have fun with it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.